Welcome, let's get into a Bitcoin update video. Haven't made one for a while, but if you want to stay up to date with my frequent updates about the market, then check out my X account here. It'll be linked in the description. You can follow along and get constant updates about what the market is doing. Now, let's talk about this current trend on Bitcoin. September 10th, I made this post talking about the bullish structure flip. And so that was down here right at this level when we flipped into bullish structure. And as you can see by that image, I was expecting the pullback with the follow through. And then since then, I've been updating it consistently on X, but let's kind of get in and draw in all this structure, see how many successful bullish structure follow-throughs we've had here on the 4-hour time frame, and then talk about the current one and how things are looking. So as you saw, this was the flip of structure into bull structure when we closed above that level there. And so from that point, this pullback was expected to then follow through. It had a higher chance of falling through to the upside than breaking down. And we got that successful follow through there, which then put us into a small consolidation here, which formed a new structure level. So this is how it went. First structure low there when we broke out, created a new structure low to hold. Then we created another one, which broke out to the upside. This one here also posted about all of these expecting follow-throughs to the upside at the lows of each of these pullbacks. We then broke out to the upside there, created a new structure low there, which followed through, and then another one here, and then another one right here. So that's our bullish structure that currently needs to hold on close in order to maintain this 4-hour bullish market structure. So we're still in an uptrend. We're still all right as far as that goes. But if we lose this level on close with the 4-hour, it's going to be kind of a waiting game to see if we can get back into bullish structure. Otherwise, it's going to be more likely that we then follow through to the downside. So let's just say that this closed below that level that needs to hold there, then I'd be expecting that we put in a lower high and then a lower low, another follow through to the downside. So that becomes more likely. And as I've made videos testing this method of doing market structure, which is fully rules based and consistent, the approach to doing it this way, it's proven that more times than not, when we have structure facing one way or another, it's most likely we see a continuation. So the edge is significant there, around 60+% of continuation rate. And so we've gotten now 6 successful continuations in a row. So that's one here, that's another one right here, that's one right there. So that's 3, 4, 5, and 6 successful structure follow-throughs, maintaining bull structure, not even sweeping the lows of any of the previous structures. Now we can come down and wick that level and it's fine, and then follow through to the upside. Right now I'm still maintaining the bullish bias. So that would just be the bear scenario and what I would expect if we broke down. But right now I'm actually still expecting that we're going to continue to the upside, because I'm always expecting that we're going to keep following through with the current trend. So what would be kind of the next target to aim for in the near term? Well, it would be this untapped high, just the next untapped high. I spoke about this being the main level. So that 65K high is the most significant one, where we'll, more likely to see a larger reaction at that level, because it's the most significant one that we just hit recently on this most recent push to the upside, opposed to on this whole move up before reaching the 65K level. There weren't any really significant highs. So this was the most significant high thus far in this current uptrend. So to see a reaction there where we're pulling back, that makes a lot of sense. So if we're going to continue, this is that next target, and I'm expecting that that will happen. So we have 6 follow-throughs in a row. It's been really great to have this sustained uptrend. 6 follow-throughs in a row is fantastic. You don't get that many very often. And so to expect a 7th, you may say, oh, well, we've had so many in a row. Why would you risk going for a 7th? Well, it's because it pays to keep trading with the trend. And then if we flip, I'll hold off. But I see this as a great risk to reward ratio. Let's take a look at the structure here. So if we put a retracement here, Fibonacci retracement, we came all the way below the 786. So anywhere in that territory is a great risk to reward ratio. Even if we're just targeting a marginal higher high here, if we enter below that 786 and then we put a little buffer on our stop, we already have better than a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. So the thing about it is with trading, you don't need to be right. We're already playing with house money because of all these successful runs at continuation that we've seen already. And if you just take these setups time and time again, you're going to come out ahead if you're using a positive risk to reward ratio. So I'll take these any day of the week, just expecting follow throughs, good risk to reward ratio. And it just doesn't matter if I'm wrong. This is going to fail eventually. And my most recent post is saying exactly that I'm going to take a swing at this one, expecting continuation. So I said that in this post here that I just made recently. I'm going to take a swing at this. It's a good risk to reward ratio. We've already had 6 continuations. Might as well just go for it because the setup is there and the expectation is a follow through. So just targeting that next untapped high, we can always get into a big drop here and, just take the loss. It's fine. Don't risk too much per trade. So it's kind of how trading works. I take losses all the time. Let's take a look at indicators, kind of see if we have any signs that this might start heading to the upside. Well, we can say that we have put in a full reset on both stochastic RSI, also TCI momentum below that 0, and it's starting to curl up, which is a good sign. Got a little bit of a bullish divergence here on balance of power. So we started coming to the upside there as price came down. So another thing is a hidden bullish divergence in the reset position there with our TCI momentum. And we fully reset on our stochastic as well. And so, we have a decent setup here. It's a good discount in the context of our bull structure. And, if we lose this level, we just exit and then just hold off for a while, see how things play out. And we may have some downside left in the tank here. But I'm going to keep expecting continuations up until we actually see the market prove to us that this has a lot of weakness to it, which means that we're going to start putting in lower highs and lower lows. And we just haven't been doing that throughout this 6 times in a row. So it pays to go with the trend. And so missing the first move, trying to short the exact high without any sort of confirmation or proof that, we're flipping trend, it's just not the way to go. So missing the first move and then getting in on the first pullback is always the best way to go about it, instead of trying to pick trend changing tops or trend changing bottoms or call for major trend changes when we're just at the highs. So sure, it might work out, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are trying to call the tops throughout each of these highs when they would have been much better off just joining into the flow. And then when we actually have a confirmation of a flip in the trend, we can, then join into the downside or just hold off. I'm not particularly interested in shorting Bitcoin due to the higher time frames with our bullish structure on the weekly time frame and so on. So personally, just not that interested in shorting, but there's still a setup there to short if you're a person who wants to short in the context of higher time frame bull structure and uptrend on our overall higher time frames. So that's kind of the setup right here. We can go down to a lower time frame and see that we did put in some bullish divergence on our stochastic RSI here. Let's take a look at the hourly. Looks like we also did on this hourly time frame with the TCI. Can see that as we were coming down. Let's clean this up a bit. You did have the bullish divergence being built up there. So to see this start curling to the upside for at least a bounce, which could potentially lead into a break-even stop loss, that makes sense to me, which is why I posted that setup, why I've taken this setup. Okay, so that's going to be kind of the outlook right at this moment and what to look for if we're going to change the bias. But right now we still maintain the bullish bias here, and I don't see any reason why I need to be flipping to a bearish bias until we actually have some sort of confirmation. So don't need to be winning every trade. It's not about being right. And I don't really worry about each individual trade if it's going to be right or not. Just kind of focusing on over a series of many trades. What's the outcome? So to be trading with the trend, you're going to be on the right side of the trade more times than not, opposed to, if I'm trying to call for trend changing tops or trend changing bottoms, it normally is going to be much more difficult. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who can do that and have done it successfully, but I'd venture to say that most people have a very hard time doing that, where they're trying to call a major trend changing top or trend changing bottom. But yeah, that's just my style, and you guys have seen the videos of my style of trading many times. So just expecting continuations until we fail. So if this one happens to be a failure, that's fine. But expecting that we do curl to the upside here, go for that next untapped high. Things are looking fine for that. There's setup there for this to be a long, and so that's why it's a long setup. So that's the expectation just for our next move. I mean, we can go out to a weekly time frame and see that we have crossed up from below the zero line with a hidden bullish divergence. So I just don't want to be fading this. Hidden bullish divergence, reset position on TCI momentum. I mean, we already put in bullish divergence here, weekly stochastic RSI as well. So we have weekly momentum to the upside and bullish divergence on the weekly. We're in an overall uptrend here. Nice consolidation sideways. So I just, want to maintain the bullish bias. And then, we can think about some downside and looking for untapped lows to be swept if we are then going to get into bear structure first, but not before that. Okay, and we are pretty close to it, so if that does go down and take it out, that's fine. I'll update that and talk about the next untapped lows to be targeting as the most likely next move. But of course, the market's always changing, so make sure to follow me on X if you do want to see the more frequent updates about all of this and when things change. I can much easier to post frequently there to update things as we see things changing. Okay, now quick shout out to my affiliate exchanges. If you guys want to trade crypto, indices, forex, and also commodities, BingX has got it all. So cool new user bonuses that they offer, a bunch of rewards that you can get. Check out BingX with my affiliate link. That one potentially not going to allow US customers, but BitsandX is one that I have partnered with because they do allow all customers globally, but they only allow crypto trading. So if you're forex trading or doing indices, commodities, they're not going to have it on this one. This is just crypto, but they also have some bonuses for new users, and they're allowing all customers globally, no KYC, no VPN needed. So US customers, others that might not be able to use most exchanges due to your geolocation, check out BitsandX exchange. They just verified their reserves, so they do have proof of reserves now, which I was asking them about, and they showed me the proof of reserves that they had verified recently, and so they are getting all set, and these guys have been doing really well as well. So check these both out, and thanks for watching. See how this pans out.